Eat, Sleep, Boxing, Repeat. Delighted to be joined by former British champion Bradley Skeete ahead of his fight against Hamzah Sheeraz in a few weeks' time on December the 4th on the Lyndon Arthur Anthony Yards undercard. Bradley, thanks for giving a bit of your time this evening. Really appreciate it. How are you? How are things? How are things going with you today?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. All good. Yeah, just life in camp up in Sheffield, mate. Just putting in the work.
So Hamzah Sheeraz, he's had a decent few fights now. Good punching records. What do you know? Do you know a lot about him? Have you done a lot of research into him? Have you seen his fights on TV the last couple of years?
To be honest, obviously when I was boxing, he was coming up on sort of the undercards and the same sort of shows as me. So always knew about him, and he's been obviously his career's been guided right, and he's doing big things. Big things have been spoken about him. But like I say, he's a young kid coming through. He's 22 and he's had 13 fights. And to me, they're probably banking on me obviously having that time out and my age being 34. I know it's been spoke about, but they're going to get the best of me. Do you know what I mean? If they're looking past me and thinking they can get a scalper for my name, it's the wrong thing to be doing, because I did have a long break, and I feel fresh. I moved up to Sheffield. I've been up here over a year now, and been putting in the work. I had a little run out in June. I got a win in June, and felt good doing it. And I'm buzzing. I had a week off, and I've been back in the gym ever since. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, this fight here is everyone's saying good fight, but like I say, he's had 13 fights. I've had 32 fights. I'm a 34-year-old man. Do you know what I mean? This is a fight for me to get back to where I was. Do you know what I mean? Listen, I know no disrespect to him, and he's a good fighter, and he's, like I say, he's doing well, but he's not been with anyone, and this fight for me, like I say, is my time to shine. And I feel in a way that like I have to prove something, like I've got something to prove, but it shouldn't be that case because I've been there and done it. But I'm going in this fight to make a statement and showing everyone what I'm all about. And the same people who's been doubting me and talking about, like, saying I should be retired and this, that, and the other, I'll be the same people licking my arse, telling me how good I look. I should have been up in Inglewood Gym ages ago.
Yeah. So I get the impression it's annoyed you a little bit by some of the comments that people have made. Would I be right in thinking it's people just kind of looking at your age and thinking, oh, he must be past his best, or people overlooking you because you might not have been so active the last couple of years? Am I right in saying that? Are you quite annoyed by a lot of people?
Yeah, and it's like people soon forget what I'm about, what I've been and done. Do you know what I mean? Going off my last, like I said, I've had 32 fights and been beat 3 times. My first defeat was to Frankie Gavin, which I believe, and a lot of other people believe, I won. Moved on from that. My second defeat was to Kerman Laraja at the time, was European champion. I went over to his backyard and boxed him, and I think at the time he was like 24-0, 21 knockouts. He did stop me in 2 rounds, but it was with body shots mainly, and I've never made an excuse, but I had personal issues going on at the time, and I just boxed the wrong fight. Do you know what I mean? Like, I come back from that, I had a good win, and then my last defeat got stopped again, but it wasn't like I got dropped, but I was up on my feet arguing the ref when he stopped the fight. Again, it was early, and it was, to be honest, with that fight, it was just a shambles. The show was on, the show was off, it was getting cancelled. It was going to be for a title. It wasn't be. I couldn't tell you how many opponents I had until I found out I was boxing with Ramirez about a week before. I didn't know nothing about him. So it was a shambles, and I've never really said anything about it. But with the comments and that being made, I think people soon forget. Do you know what I mean? And I just fell out of love with boxing. I didn't really care about it. When I got there, I just didn't care. I was sick of boxing. I was done. But I took a break. Do you know what I mean? I didn't retire. I took a break, and then obviously I come back, and now everyone's thinking I'm old and finished and been beaten, been stopped in that a few times. But if you look deep into it, you're people who know. Do you know what I mean? And I feel the best I've ever been. The best thing I've done is come up away from home and spend time in the Inglewood Gym and training with Dom and being around likes of Barry and, do you know what I mean, Liam Williams, Kell Brook. I'm putting in good work, and Dom wouldn't be wasting his time. And you know what I mean, putting effort in with me if he didn't think I was going to be doing anything.
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah, well said. I just wanted to ask about that break you had. Is it fair to say you feel kind of rejuvenated now, and you feel like you've got
100.
a few fights that you're not just coming back for 1 or 2 fights, you've got a few fights left in your career?
100%. Yeah, I feel fresh. Do you know what I mean? I feel good. I feel as good as I've been. I love boxing again now. The first week I come up here, I walked in the gym and I had that buzz, that fire in my belly, and I ain't had that for a long time. And I love boxing again. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm enjoying training. When I had that fight in June, I enjoyed that. Do you know what I mean? I feel fresh. I feel like, say, rejuvenated, and I can't wait to go out there and shut everyone up and show everyone I'm back and I mean business.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I also want to ask just about your weight. I know you kind of accomplished great things at welterweight. One British title at right, beat some good fighters in doing it. Are you a fully fledged super welterweight now? Can we expect to see you move back down again in the future? Can you tell me a bit more about the weight situation?
Yeah, I think to be honest, moving up was the best thing for me, and I make the weight good. Do you know what I mean? I feel comfortable at the weight. But there was talk of the Conor Ben fight happening in the past, and I made it clear if that was the fight that was going to be presented to me, I would have been happy to make 147 for that fight. But looking at, he's obviously doing his thing, I'm doing my thing now, so that fight don't look like it's going to happen. So yeah, my future's at super welterweight now at 154.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a good. You don't need me to name the fights in that division. It's a really exciting division. And I know this is for a WBO European title fight, but for you, what would kind of appeal? What appeals more, like going and winning this fight and then defending that belt, or does the idea of being a two-weight British champion appeal to you a bit more? Have you thought about at all like the route you want to go down in the next year or so? I know you're not going to overlook your opponent, but just wanted to ask more. What route appeals more to you?
Yeah, the WBO Europe, I've been there and done it at welterweight, and to be honest, that belt I won it and defended it a good few times, and it got me a really high ranking with the WBO. Which was, I agreed to the fight with Jeff Horn and everything was agreed, and until he got cold feet and swerved the fight and picked an easy option and boxed Gary Corcoran in the end. So it got me in a really good position. So if that's the case, that I get in a good position with the WBO again, so be it. But like you say, domestically at 154, there's some great fights out there. Great champion, Troy Williamson, who just beat Ted Cheeseman for the belt. That's a great fight. That's a good fight there. There's some good domestic fights there for me. So that be a two-weight British champion would be a nice belt, ring a nice belt. Do you know what I mean? And I want that European title. I want that EBU belt. I was unsuccessful at welterweight, but I think I'd like to do it. I've won one Southern area, one English, one British, one Commonwealth. I boxed with the European, was unsuccessful, so I'd like to get that under my name. And listen, there's one belt away from being. Do you know what I mean? One away from the full set of being a world champion. So that's what I'm aiming for. Just to like I say, there's the great fights domestically. I'll be WBO European Championship. I'll be getting a world ranking. So yeah, we just see what fights make sense and what's best there to do.
Right. No, it sounds like there's lots of possibilities. As I said, you're in a thriving division. There's countless fights we could name that could be on the horizon. Cool. That was mostly it, to be honest, Bradley. I just wanted to ask quickly. You sound like you're in not only a thriving division but a thriving stable as well. Kid Galahad defending his world title this weekend. I don't know if you know anything, but we're being told that Liam Williams versus Chris Eubank, there's a good chance that fight could be happening. If that fight does happen, what do you think? What do you think could happen?
It's a great fight, and there's a lot of talk, and I think the news will be dropping very soon, and I think it'll be the news everyone's waiting for. And Liam he's been in the gym and he's on it, and I think he put a great effort up against Andrade. He was very technical and very tricky. And to be honest, Liam hurt him and finished the fight really well and very strong. And that's what Liam's about. He's named a machine, and he's named it for a reason. And I think he will bring the heat to Eubank Jr. And I think Liam will get that win. Do you know what I mean? I think he'll go in there and want to do serious damage to him, and I'll be backing him all the way.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, yeah, personally, I think that's going to be a fight of the year contender when it does. Hopefully when it happens. But yeah, fingers crossed. All right, mate. Well, don't want to take up too much of your time. But yeah, thanks very much for speaking to us. Good luck in December, and yeah, we'll catch you again soon.
Top man, thanks very much. Thank you.
Cheers, Bradley. Take care, mate.
Speak soon, mate. Bye-bye. Bye.